Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel. This is not a review of Thor Love and Thunder. If you've come to my channel thinking you're going to get a review of Thor Love and Thunder, then you clearly don't know whose channel it is you've lighted upon. I have for a long time been saying that Hollywood is incapable of producing good art. Now, outliers accepted, so something like a Maverick, in which we've talked about that. That's not really a part of a franchise. Something like a Ghostbusters Afterlife or a Maverick, it doesn't look like really juicy meat to the woke ideologues. It doesn't look like something that they think is necessarily going to succeed, so they don't really exert all that energy to really sink their teeth into that. But something like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, oh my gosh, the woke ideologues are clamoring to write to that and be a part of that and direct that because they've got to get their message through, whether it's actors, writers, directors, whatever. And I've been saying for a long time, and it's just like, speaking to a wall. It's like trying to beat this truth through the thickest of skulls, because I'm not talking about people who you like the woke ideologue message. Hey, if you like that agenda, we've got another discussion to have, but you're not the person I'm talking to here. Who I'm talking to are the people who know better. They're against this ideology takeover of our stories. They don't like what's being done to our franchises. And yet they still go see the movies. They still pay for it. Or if they don't pay for it, no, I pirated it. Well, that's still supporting it because you're talking about it, you're reviewing it, you're talking about this scene and what happened there, and you're encouraging other people to go see it. Even if all you're doing is talking about how bad it is, you are encouraging people to go see it. Because we've got this sort of train wreck mentality where it's just like, I kind of want to see it to see how bad it is. I've got to see it. I've got to be in the know because my favorite YouTuber, they saw it, and I want to know what they knew, and I like to see things for myself. And it's really frustrating. It feels like, Cassandra syndrome. If you know the story of Cassandra from Troy, long story short, she's the priestess in Troy there, and she has the oracle and tells people, the Greeks are coming. The Greek will invade. They will invade. And no one believes her. Apollo had cursed her because she wouldn't sleep with him. The details vary depending on the telling. But no one believes her. No one believes her prophecies. And she's prophesying destruction and no one believes her. And that's what it feels like, saying, stop watching these movies. And everybody's like, well, yeah, but I'm conflicted because I kind of feel like I have to support Tobey Maguire, and he's in No Way Home. And my favorite YouTubers, they're saying that one was pretty good. You can't have a good movie that takes place in this continuity. It does not work that way. You can't do it. Well, and all of that hubbub, oh, No Way Home, No Way Home. No one cares about No Way Home anymore. It was just the current, flash in the pan. Couple of popular YouTubers said that one kind of got it. And what did it get right? It trotted out, it laid down nostalgia like a breadcrumb trail to get you to come and support a movie which establishes that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the Spider-Man from here on out. And MJ's going to tell him what to do and what to think and blah, blah, blah. That's all you did. That's all you supported. So that was a hard battle, and there's still people who argue with me on that. Then, Doctor Strange. Guys, come on. This is ridiculous. Even before going into the movie, you know that America Chavez is going to be in it. Did you follow the comics and all that horrible things that happened at all? Going in that the Scarlet Witch of the Vision and Scarlet Witch series is in there. Going in that this is that kind of movie that she's going to be, giving her feminist speech to Doctor Strange. And yet still people, yeah, but I mean, Sam Raimi directed it, and hey, it's gonna have, how can I miss the return of, Professor X and, Mr. Fantastic and, people just, they fell all over themselves to give their money to it, even if they're gonna gripe about it and talk about how bad it is. So here's what I have to say about Love and Thunder. As I say in the video's title there, the thumbnail, the rubber really meets the road here. You have no flipping excuse. I can't imagine the level of idiocy in somebody who believes that we don't need to have this ideology in our stories and we should fight against that, and yet still subscribes to the stupid mentality, can't judge it until I see it. Hey, I gotta go see it and then I can know what's wrong with it. And This is it. This is why Hollywood wins. Hollywood does not care if you don't like it. They got away with making a movie that has this level of ideology in it, which is really ramped up. They've taken Thor, one of the most, just amazing masculine heroes. They've already deconstructed him with Ragnarok and not Infinity War, but Endgame. They've already deconstructed him with that, and people are like, well, yeah, but whatevs. And now they're going to deconstruct him even further with this. Don't go see it. Already, the usual suspect YouTubers, who don't really care about this stuff, guys. They don't care about these movies. They don't care about getting the ideology out of Hollywood. They're just there for clickbait and for numbers. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep paying for these movies themselves. They wouldn't keep posting their reviews, the latest review of this movie, and tell you everything that was bad and everything that was good. And so they can feed that addiction where people get that little dopamine hit by going and clicking on their favorite YouTuber who's going to talk trash about that movie. Haha, that's really great. Now I'm going to go see it and see what they were talking about. Yeah, that is really bad. This cycle continues. It's just a big huff and puff and show, and it signifies nothing. There's no fangs to the YouTube anti-woke community. There are no fangs to you when you continue to pull out your wallet, or just pull out your fingers on the keyboard and continue to encourage a movie, even if you pirated it. So that somehow doesn't matter. You might as well be on their payroll. You might as well be on Disney's payroll. These other YouTube channels who are coming out and they've seen the movie and now they're going to slam it and they're going to talk about how horrible it is, they might as well be on the publicity payroll. That's all they're doing. If you dare go see this movie, why in the world would you come and tell me about it? I never understand this. As long as I've been saying this, I still get people completely like irony free. Like they're not even trying to be ironic. Will still message me or come comment on a channel. Well, okay, yeah, I saw it, but man, it's so bad. It's so... Wait. Let's get back to that point that you just tried to shrug off. Well, okay, I saw it. Right there. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not interested in anything you have to say. Nobody cares what you think after you buy your ticket. Nobody cares what you think after you encourage other people to buy the ticket. Nobody. You're just telling them, yes, more of that. It will continue to make you my money. That's all you're telling them. All you're telling them. Great job sending a message there. And I shake my head because I know people are going to go see this movie, knowing full well what it's going to be, and they're even excited about it. They're excited about it, if they won't admit it or not. They're excited about how bad it's going to be, so that they can go in and pick it apart, and then go online and then talk about how bad it is. And it's enormously frustrating and exhausting. Which is, again, why I'm not just trying to be, people say, oh, Prouf's so black-pilled. That's a stupid straw man. It speaks to the level of intellect of the one throwing that insult out. They're not even bothering thinking something through. They just throw that little straw man out so that they don't have to combat any of your points and actually argue any of your points. You're just a black pill. If you're not going to, believe that things can still happen good in Hollywood, look at the evidence. Look at the evidence. Yes, an outlier like a Maverick or a Ghostbusters Afterlife, for those who like that or whatever, can happen. But you don't need to be first in line with your ticket money for every stupid piece of drivel that Hollywood doles out just so you won't miss it when a Maverick comes along. Are you kidding me? When Hollywood actually makes a good movie like a Maverick, it's in the news. Everybody's talking about it. You're not going to miss it. You're going to hear about it. You can go see it then if you want to. It's so frustrating. So many people pretend to be, on the side of fighting against this nonsense in Star Wars and Marvel and whatever. And yet they go to get their collector's edition of Spider-Man No Way Home, or gotta have my Mandalorian collectible keepsake of a Baby Yoda. It's annoying. It's frustrating for those of us who actually do stand against it and are perfectly willing to say no to Hollywood. We're going to wait until you actually can produce a decent story consistently and actually treat our franchises with the love and care they deserve. Don't turn... Marvel, the MCU made a conscious turn before Endgame. With the Captain Marvel movie, they made a conscious turn. Kevin Feige made a conscious, identifiable turn to say, all new, all different Marvel is now our source of inspiration. The MCU up until that point was the glorious stories from 10 to 20 years ago, or or 15 to 20 years ago, something like that. Just a really good, solid stories from the comics. And once everybody was hooked into it, they just made a conscious decision to say, nope, now we're going for that all new, all different Marvel era, which is just in recent history in the comics, which is when Marvel just decided that everything needed to be pushing a social agenda now. The male heroes needed to either die off or be proved unworthy or be deconstructed. They needed to be replaced with either women heroes or minority heroes or whatever. These are your movies, and you still go to watch them. Well, I had to go see it because my kid... No, you didn't have to do anything. Stop it. It's annoying. But I'll stop there. I think I'm just going to go ahead and repeat myself. So, yeah, come on, guys. At least with Thor and Love and Thunder, can you keep your wallet in your pants? At least with Thor and Love and Thunder, you had to go see No Way Home and you had to go see Doctor Strange. Come on. Grow some. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the true blue, real hero stories you know and love.